Hi, you guys, welcome back. This morning I've been praying and meditating on finding the right message to share with you guys today. So I'm really excited to be talking about this with you. And it is officially Q4. Probably when you're watching this, it's the beginning of October or whenever it is. There is 3 months left of the year. There is 1 quarter left, and maybe you're watching this in November, maybe you're watching this in December, maybe you're watching this in January, but all of that to say, you do not need to wait until January to start building your dream life. You don't have to wait until a new year to start taking action and to start changing your life for the better. But there is something really magical and transitionary about this transition into fall, and truly, like, it is actually a new year in a sense, with like lunar calendars and whatnot. So we are being supported to really change our lives and change our lives by changing our daily habits, our routines, our like thoughts and state of being, and the ways we think about things. So I hope you're feeling inspired and encouraged to tap into that today, and to just remember that right now, whenever you're watching this, is the time that you are able to change your life for the better. You don't have to wait for future circumstances to change your life and change your reality. You can change your reality today by changing the way you see and the way you perceive and the way you approach the world around you. And so, to jump into the topic for today right away, we are going to talk about the art of becoming who it is you truly want to be, becoming your highest self, your most healed, your most loved, your most radiant, successful self, right? Because that is truly what so many of us want and desire, is to be our highest selves, but ultimately it is to feel those feelings of peace and love and appreciation and safety and success. And the truth is, that is your natural state of being. So in this video, yes, it is about becoming your highest self, but the truth is, your highest self is already within you. You already are your highest self. What we really are being called to do, and what I feel like God put on my heart to share with you, is the importance of letting go of all that is not in alignment with your highest self, and letting go of who you no longer are and who you were never meant to be. But at the same time, it is all in God's timing, and it is all in God's plan and God's journey. So if you're feeling like overwhelmed and like, oh, I have so far to go, just know it is all happening in your highest good. And our soul's journey sometimes can feel difficult, and you can be like, ugh, I just want to like make it to the other side. But there is so much wisdom and healing and insight and peace that you would never know without first having these challenges and having these limiting beliefs. So don't get down on yourself for having things that you need to let go of. Know that it's an opportunity to draw closer to your truest self, to draw closer to God's infinite love for you, and just this state of enlightenment and peace and inner being. So today I'm going to talk about some things that I have focused on letting go, that have truly changed my life and helped me become my highest self and help me tap into my highest state of being. And so the number one thing that most people need to work on or can let go of are limiting beliefs. And those are the insecurities, the doubts, the worries that everything, like nothing will work out, the fears of being judged by other people, whatever. And basically, most of these boil down to a few core beliefs of either not being worthy or not being good enough or not being safe. And so you need to recognize that you've been programmed to feel these things and to think these ways. You weren't born and instantly were like, I'm unsafe. Like, the world taught us to feel insecure. Our surroundings, our environment, certain situations, certain relationships and experiences taught us to fear, taught us to expect the worst, to assume that we're being judged by others, to feel like we're not worthy and we're not good enough. So the more you're able to release these limiting beliefs, the more you are able then to intentionally choose thoughts of empowerment and thoughts of confidence and faith and trust and peace. But the first step is realizing that these thoughts are not you. They are not your reality, and they are not truth. They might feel like your reality, right? Like, if you are so deep in your negativity and your fear, like, if that's the way you see the world, it feels like that is your reality. But the one thing that you really need to know is that that does not have to be your reality, and it is not you. The fact that you feel that fear or that insecurity or your doubt does not make it true. And you have to know that in order to create that separation. And that's where meditation and prayer is a really, really powerful thing, because meditation allows you to recognize that the thoughts and emotions that we experience are not us. They are things and energies that are passing through us, and lenses and ways that we're seeing the world. So let go of your limiting beliefs by meditating, observing your thoughts, creating that separation between you and your thoughts, creating that quiet and that stillness within your energy. And it's not about not having negative thoughts, right? Like, it's not about shutting everything out of your brain, but it's just about observing in order to realize the separation. And through that, it just kind of naturally disappears. And then you are able to then build thoughts of empowerment, of confidence, and security, and faith, and success, and abundance. But if you're trying to build those things on top of this subconscious and this fear without acknowledging that within you, there will be a constant clash and a constant disconnect of like, I'm safe, I'm successful, I'm this, I'm that, but you're not really letting yourself observe and feel the fears and doubts that have been ingrained in you for so long. Observe them enough to just observe, and in the observing, you let them go. In being in the present moment, you let them go, and you're able to then choose a new empowered story. So that is the number one thing that is, in my opinion, the most important in your journey of becoming your highest self, because your thoughts and your perception impact your self-concept and your sense of identity. So in order to be tapped into your highest self and your highest reality, you have to have thoughts that are in alignment with your highest self and with your highest reality. So that's the first thing. And the next thing would be letting go of relationships and environments and content that are not in alignment with your highest self. So if you are in a toxic friendship, in a really, really toxic relationship, and it is a situation where you are showing up as your highest self and you are being constantly disrespected, or you're not being encouraged to be your highest self, you're not being supported, it might feel like you're losing something to walk away from those friendships and those relationships and those security. But the truth is, God is calling you to let go of what is no longer in alignment with what you truly desire in order to create space for what is in alignment. And that's, I think, probably one of the biggest themes of this whole video, is just that letting go is such an important part of the becoming process, because it is about creating space for your highest good to truly come in. You have to be willing to let go of the toxic friendship, the toxic relationship. You have to be willing to let go of the negative environments. Like, if going out to the club until 4 a.m. every weekend is not nourishing your mind and your spirit, maybe it's time to step back from it. I'm not saying you can't go out, you can't have fun. I'm just saying, is the lifestyle you're living, are the places you're going, the things you're doing, are they conducive to your highest self and what it is you truly want? That's not up to me to know. Chances are you already know what you need to do, and it's not about completely like cutting off all people that aren't perfect and all environments and things that aren't in alignment, but it is about creating, again, space and stillness for you to be able to move with intention and call in the things you truly desire. But the thing is, people are often so afraid to be alone and to be in the stillness and the quiet that they would rather hold on to a relationship because it gives them that, I'm like, sorry, I'm so hot. I must look like I'm glowing. Because it gives them that sense of security. It gives them that sense of fulfillment. And people are afraid to be alone with their thoughts and be by themselves and be in their own energy. So they stick around friendships and relationships that they should have outgrown so much, so long ago. And it goes the same with content as well. Like, I'm not saying you can't watch a reality show every once in a while, you can't watch whatever type of movie, but if you are constantly consuming negative, toxic content about, like, whatever, it just feeds into these ideas of insecurity and doubt and lack or whatever. Like, for me, I don't love the same toxic kind of content that I used to, because I'm like, why am I feeding those ideas into my mind? That being said, like, every once in a while I love like a good movie, I love a little reality show here and there, but it really doesn't hit the same when I'm like, what am I like feeding my mind and my soul with thinking about, like, cheating and insecurity and this and that and betrayal? Like, it's not really like entertaining to me the way it used to. The more I'm like very focused on my growth and my development, and the more I've created separation from that old content, now I'm like filling my mind and my thoughts with concepts of growth. And the reason why I really love like putting together relationships and content is because a lot of you might be like, okay, well, I don't have those higher level relationships. Like, I don't have mentors. I don't have people who are like chasing their goals, chasing their business, chasing their dream lives. I didn't feel like I had that either. So I was able to create space from situations and environments that were not helping me. And I consumed content, like, and I still do to this day, that is about empowerment, is about growth, is about transformation, being my highest self, taking care of my health, my mindset, my wellness, my wealth, all of these things. Because it is really, really true, the quote of like, you are who you surround yourself with. So like, you are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So if you're like, hey, well, I don't there's no one in my small town or in my circle that I can surround myself with that will like encourage me to really be that higher self, then consume YouTube content. Like even watching this video, you are influencing your mind to think about your growth, to think about being your highest self, think about changing your life. If you do that consistently every single day, that will change your life. Let YouTube, let podcasts, let books be a source of community for you for what you truly want. I mean, there's so many people who've passed away and wrote amazing books with so much wisdom and knowledge. There are mentors everywhere, online, podcasts, books, everything that will help you change your life. But going back to the art of becoming by letting go, you have to be willing to let go of what is no longer in alignment of your highest good in terms of toxic relationships and friendships, toxic content, and environments that are not supporting your highest good. And the last thing, oh my gosh, you guys, I am like so hot. Okay, the last thing that we'll talk about are letting go of habits and things that are no longer in alignment with your highest good. So, for example, you really, really want to have your dream body. You want to have like the confidence, the energy, the strength, whatever it is. Yes, it is about building a foundation, right? But ultimately, it is about letting go of the habits that are not in alignment with it. You have to be willing to let go of your addiction to eating unhealthy foods, or your addiction to staying on the couch and watching Netflix, or your addiction to not taking care of your mental health and just scrolling. Like, and I'm not trying to use the word addiction, but typically it's like these are habits that we just naturally fall into, and they're very hard to let go of unless we are mentally and mindfully thinking like, okay, this is not in alignment with what I truly want to be and who I truly want to be and what I truly want to do. So we have to be willing to let go of the habits that are not serving our highest good. And that could be in your health, that could be in your wealth, that could be in your relationships, that can be in your wellness. Take some time to think about that. First of all, think about who you want to be in the art of becoming. You have to become very clear on the vision of who you want to be, how you want to feel, what life you want to live, and have that at the forefront of your mind. And then you're able to reflect and say, is this habit in alignment with who I want to be? Is the late night Taco Bell in alignment with who I want to be? Is the going out and getting drunk and calling that toxic ex because I'm sad and in my feels in alignment with the peace I want to feel? I'm not judging, and you shouldn't judge yourself either. I'm just saying, like, having a vision is very important in the art of becoming your highest self, because it allows you to look at your actions. And this is why being in the present moment meditation is so important, because it allows you to be in the present moment and decide, is this in alignment with where I want to go or not? And if it's not, then having the courage to let go, even if it's a habit or something that you are used to and feel comfortable with. But ultimately, just because it feels comfortable and safe does not mean it's in alignment with your highest good, or does not mean it's going to bring you the most joy and peace. But it's what you know. And again, we often are so afraid to be still and be alone and be raw and with ourselves. So we'd rather hold on to habits and old identities and old actions than to be vulnerable and to be open and to feel alone and unsure. But in letting go, you're able to then choose a better habit for yourself. And letting go of things that are no longer in alignment, right? Like clothes and objects, physical objects. Are you holding on to those things from a scarcity mindset? Or are you holding on to them because they're in alignment and they help represent who it is you truly desire to be? Are you holding on to those old clothes that you don't really like, but like you are like afraid you won't be able to afford anything else, so like I'll keep them around? Or are you willing to let go of things that no longer represent, like maybe they represented you in the past, but they don't really represent who you want to be anymore in the future? So let's clear it out. Let's clear out the old makeup, the old clothes, the clutter, the things. If the person you want to be is someone of like high value, has all of these nice things, would they be holding on to the same little junk and physical objects that you're holding on to out of scarcity, out of habit, whatever it is? So ultimately, these are like the three kind of categories. I'll go over them one more time. A little recap is really letting go of the mindsets and limiting beliefs that are not in alignment with your highest self, letting go of the people and the content and the environments that are no longer in alignment with who you want to be, and letting go of the habits and the physical things that are no longer in alignment with who you want to be. And there is something so magical about the energy of letting go, right? Like it is a sacred thing. And if you do this with honor and you do this with sacred gratitude of thank you, God, for helping me let go of this, even if it's not easy, because I know that you have more for me. That is being in the energy of abundance. That is being in the energy of faith and trust and receiving, right? Like if God told you, if you knew you were gonna get $100, but you just had to get rid of this $1 in order to receive it, you'd be like, oh yeah, here you go, period, take it, thank you. You wouldn't be like, no, I like really, this is my last dollar. You would be like, oh, like, sure, of course. But the thing is, like, a lot of times people don't let go because they are afraid that letting go will mean they will lose, they will not have anymore. But ultimately, letting go is one of the highest forms of faith and trust and abundance, because you are signaling to the universe, I don't need to hold on to what is not meant for me, because I know that I'm provided for, and I know that God will always bring me more and will always provide for me and always give me exactly what I deserve and desire, or better. So become clear on who it is you want to be in order to let go of what is no longer in alignment, and take the time every single day, multiple times a day, to still your energy, to quiet your mind, be in the present moment with God, to allow you to really move with intention and let go with intention, and ultimately create and move forward and become with intention and with awareness and presence. I love you. I believe in you. Let's finish this year out strong. If you don't know where to start, you don't know what to do, just know that even if you're like, I have nothing to start with, perfect. You have so much to let go of, and that is where you can start, and that is an opportunity. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you resonated, if you made it to the end, please comment. Let me know what you are letting go of. Let me know what other topics you want me to talk about. how you're feeling, how this resonates, so I can make more videos about what it is you guys are going through, the collective, and what God is really wanting us to heal through and work on. And every time you guys like, comment, subscribe, share, watch a video all the way through, watch another video, it really, really helps the algorithm. And I'm just so glad you guys are here, and I'm praying for your healing and your journey and your blessings. And I love you so much. Also, you guys, the AC is on, but it is like blowing out hot air. Like, how do I look right now? Perfect. I'm claiming that for myself. Like, I'm not stressed. Except for my hair. I love you guys. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.